guys, what's up? Welcome back to another planty video. My name is Shannon and this is Planted 386. Thank you so much for stopping by. If it's your first time, I appreciate you for clicking. I understand that there is a plethora of planty content out on the internet, and so anytime someone chooses to spend a little bit of their time with me, I'm always very appreciative. And if you're returning, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your support and your likes, shares, subscribes. I appreciate you so much. Today, I thought we would continue on in our little planty corner tour. Last week we did the Milsbo tall and the Vitjo shelf, and also the left side of the Milsbo tall. Today I figure we will wrap around and kind of finish with the Milsbo wide, my Blaliden cabinet, and the window. When I always talk about the window right here, you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And also maybe it'll give you a little bit of a perspective of how small the space is that we're working in. It is cozy, but sometimes filming in here can get a little bit tricky. It's also pretty dreary out today. I think we're supposed to be getting rain. So I think for filming purposes, it's actually going to be a really great time to capture the plants over here, because I don't think that they're going to be as backlit as the prior video. So hopefully you'll get to see things a little bit clearer. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I figure we'll start right here in the window. So this is the window that I always refer to. It does allow quite a bit of light into the space, but typically that happens more in the afternoon. So in this very corner, I have just like a little spider plant that my neighbor, actually right across the street, gave to me. She's a planty gal too, so we swap plants. She does amazing things in her garden. She's a great outdoor grower. And yeah, so she gave that to me. This is the other little monkey tail cactus that I talk about. You know, when I say I have two, this one hangs in the window and he looks totally different than my other one. This is an Easter cactus. I haven't had this for a super long time, but he has grown quite a bit. And I just enjoy him kind of in this little planter. He hangs out right in this window. And then this is my Hoya Bella. So if you've been around, you know that I have struggled with Hoya Bella, and it's just awesome to see this kind of taking off. Let's see if I can untangle it here. That's kind of how long she's gotten, which is pretty crazy, considering I started and it was only like to like here. It's since put out this little shoot, and it has put out this side little shoot. And I thought I saw the other day a little peduncle, but let me see. Maybe not. I am just waiting for one of my Hoyas to bloom. It's not happened yet, maybe someday. And then over here is just my little teddy bear vine, also a gift from a friend. I recently repotted this in a video, a couple videos back, and it's doing fine. Totally doing fine. Down back here in the sill, I have a Kalanchoe, or a mother of millions, I believe. And then in this back corner over here, I don't even know if I can get it to show you guys. I have a variegated string of pearls that I've been able to keep alive, a devil's backbone, and a, what is the name? I'm drawing a blank, but it's a succulent, also like known as Shrek's ears. I'm sure it will come to me as soon as the video is over. I'll leave it on the screen. And then yeah, so this is kind of the anthurium corner, like my big anthuriums that have outgrown the cabinets. This is Anthurium forgetii. I got this in March as a tiny little seedling from the Green Escape. Looks like she is kind of trying to hide from the light actually, so I did tuck her leaves under this big one. She's just a 2-leafer for now. She has one on the way. This one I've struggled with a little bit more than my other anthuriums. Let me see if I can turn this light off. That's better. And I'm not sure why. I've heard that the forgetii can be a little bit trickier, but just kind of hoping that this next leaf will be fine, no cosmetic damage, and I'll be able to breed with it one day. And then this is actually an anthurium no ID. I have no clue what it is, but it is one of my favorite anthuriums. It is absolutely massive. I love watching the leaves come in. And I got this back in, I would say like October of last year. She does have a leaf coming. And yeah, she's just stunning. Back here is a little hybrid. This is a Magnificum cross forgetii that was gifted to me by some local growers. They actually have an Etsy site. They are called Planted. It was a tiny baby little seedling. They actually bred their Magnificum and their forgetii, and they got some seedlings. I think they still have some available on their website, but she has quite a few leaves. She's doing good. It's great to see her thriving. And yeah, I just recently kind of moved things around over here, so I think they're kind of just trying to get used to their new little spots. This girl has been shown on the channel a lot. She's often in my favorites videos because I just think she's magical. This is kind of a complex hybrid. And so this is, I always have to pull the tag because I can never remember, but it's Crystal Red Michelle crossed with Ace Crystal Red. So yeah, there's a lot going on there, but when her leaves, when she puts out leaves, they are stunning. It's like a show to watch this plant put out leaves. Beautiful. And she's also putting out an inflow. This is her second inflow. I did breed this one with my big Vitarifolium, which I'll show you in a second, and I'm hoping that we might get some very interesting seedlings. That would be so cool. And then just moving down, we have, this one was sold to me as Doc Block Michelle crossed self. However, it's definitely presenting like forgetii with the closed sinus. So I'm thinking that this is not what it was sold to me as. Either way, I think she's beautiful. Unfortunately, it looks like this new leaf tore, which is kind of sad, but really beautiful sort of chocolatey emergence. And yeah, she also has another one coming here. So she's definitely doing the most. She has a flower here and she has a flower here. So I think I'm going to breed this one and this one. So this one here is going to be hopefully making a bunch of hybrids. I just think this is such a beautiful anthurium. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with this one here. It also grows really, like, the petioles remain really short, which is kind of right up my alley. And I'm really interested to see, just, I don't know, as this matures, where things go. It definitely presents like a forgetii for sure. I mean, even the way that the leaves curl back, super interesting. You can see my stash of goodies back there. And then this is my Monstera Bromarx Flame. I've had this, oh gosh, you guys, I don't even know. Probably since June, I would say, and a little bit slower to grow, but her most recent leaf. And she has another one coming right here. So I'm hoping that I will get, you know, the cool claw, like the claw-shaped leaves. I don't know why my words are disappearing. But yeah, not much to see yet. Hopefully we'll get something soon. And that's that. And then all right here, last but not least for my big gals, is my Anthurium Silver Blush. Again, I've shown this on the channel many times. She is so beautiful. I love this anthurium. It has given me a flower. It looks like she's actually about to give me another flower and hopefully a new leaf, because it has been a while since she's given me a leaf. But yeah, really pretty. The veination is always a pleasure to look at. And yeah, they're not loving this change of seasons, some of them, but for the most part, everybody is doing well. And that's just kind of an overview of that corner. I did move my Wilbur Graves over here, that main pot that I showed you in the last video. So I think this is going to be a good spot for her. And I'm just kind of hoping that this vine, you can kind of see it a little bit better in this video, just how variegated those leaves are. So I'm hoping to prop off this vine and the other vine that I talked about last week in order to make a really beautiful pot. And then this is my vitarifolium. I'm so proud of this plant. I will go through and try to find some photos of some of these anthuriums, and maybe, actually, you know what, maybe we'll do like a before and after, because this girl has grown a ton since I got her. I did get her as a pretty mature plant, but she's really just taken over, and she's really one of my most prized plants. Every day I look at it, every day I walk up to her and just kind of like touch her leaves. I mean, look how long this leaf is. Crazy, crazy. She does have a new one coming right here. And this is the inflow that I pollinated. And it looks like it's hanging on, guys. So I'm thinking that we're gonna get some berries, which would be so cool. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna cut these two. I mean, she's flowering everywhere, and I just don't want that to drain energy. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut these two, leave it be, see if we get some berries. And yeah, what a cool hybrid that would be. Something totally different. Yeah. So in this cabinet, it's always a interesting time when it comes to watering this cabinet, because it is a little tricky getting in here, and that's why I don't have much in this space. But these are just a couple anthurium seedlings from my mother plant, crystallinum, that I bred, gosh, it's been probably 7 or so months ago. My Australis Lisa, my Hoya Australis Lisa, a very sad looking Polynura that I had taken a cutting of, and it's just not doing so well. I have a couple little runts that aren't looking so well either from the crystallinum seedlings. And then that is the one that I plan on keeping. She is looking a little chlorotic, but she's doing well. She's gonna be fine. And I'm hoping to restart my crystallinum because my mother plant isn't looking so hot. I am trying to get her through the winter so that I can move her outside, but in case it doesn't work out, I will have a backup. So that's that. And then this here is, oh my goodness, look at this leaf. I have grown to love this plant so much. This is a hybrid from a local grower. It's Anthurium titanium crossed with Anthurium fingers. And what an interesting looking anthurium. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Little peperomia. That actually came in that cute little pot that I showed you guys last week. And I pulled it out of the pot, repotted it. It was desperate for a repot. So it's just kind of reestablishing itself in this little pot here. I did plant it in soil, and I talked about in the last video how I prefer to put peperomias in water because I feel like they just do better in water. But I tried something a little different. With this one, we're gonna do soil, see how it goes. And then unfortunately, if you've been following along on the scale journey, the cactus that I repotted, the little pup that had scale on it, didn't make it, guys. It didn't make it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to toss him in the bin. And then in this cloche here, I have a little orchid and blue oil fern and just a couple cuttings from my Easter cactus. So that's kind of what's going on with that. I love this vessel. I found this at the thrift store, and I just think it looks so beautiful on this cabinet. So that's the top of the cabinet. My Monstera Thai Constellation, who has come to a total standstill. I know it definitely needs a repot. So I need to do that. I need to figure out what pot I'm gonna put it in. And yeah, I know she's thirsty too. So I definitely need to give her a water. I definitely missed her in the last watering. I don't know what happened. I just forgot. So yeah, that's something I need to do really actually soon. And then coming down into the Milsbo wide, in this cabinet, I have Barina lighting. Oh, I forgot to mention, the pink lights from Barina are what I have in this Blaliden cabinet from IKEA. And then in this one, I have T10s, I believe, from Barina. And they are intense, you guys. These lights actually came in my original cabinet. If you watch my houseplant tour, I think I still had my Barina cabinet, and I traded it actually with my neighbor across the street for her husband built a pergola for the garden, and so we did like a trade out. And yeah, I actually, some days I miss that cabinet. I got the Milsbo tall for aesthetic purposes, but really the Barina cabinet was a better performing cabinet. It held humidity like better than any of my IKEA cabinets, and the lights were amazing. The plants loved them. So as you can see, it's very bright. I do have 2 bars in there, and the thing is I've been thinking about possibly selling this cabinet and just doing like a Vitro shelf unit or the Calyx shelving unit, because my plants are outgrowing this. They're outgrowing this cabinet. And so while I think it looks beautiful, I don't really have a lot in it because things are just getting so big. But let's get in there. I do have 2 AC Infinity fans. They're okay. They're not my favorite. I don't know. I feel like they don't put out a ton of air. And so I do prefer the fan that I have in my Milsbo Tall over this one. And so in here I have another anthurium hybrid. This is Dark Ace F2 crossed with Black Beauty, and this is her newest leaf. All of my anthuriums started as little seedlings for the most part, with the exception of maybe just a couple. So yeah, to see them really sizing up makes me very proud. I did move this little guy into here. I talked about it recently, just that I'm kind of over it. It just never seems to be happy no matter what I do. Maybe it was a runt perhaps, and that's why I struggle so much with it. But yeah, this is her last ditch effort to live, basically. And then under here, I moved this girl in here. We talked about her in the last video, but I did decide to move her in here. I think she will do better in here. So yeah, it is a hybrid of, gosh, you guys, I don't remember. Dark Forgetii crossed with Ace Crystal Red. And then this is my Pappy. So this is pretty exciting. My Pappy I got from Equigenera, and it was a recent import. It looked amazing when I brought it home, and it did amazing for a while until it just slowly but surely, I think it caught something fungal, and all of the leaves started yellowing. I decided to cut them all off, restarted it from the chunk, and every single leaf you see here is basically from the start over. And this is her newest one. What a size up. Unbelievable. I can't even get over it. It's still not even fully hardened off yet. It does take a while for this guy to harden off, something I've noticed. And yeah, I just have him in this kind of glass vessel, no drainage. I will be taking him out of this and putting him into a normal pot talked about that in my last video, so just a matter of time. And then this is my queen anthurium. I got her as a teeny tiny baby. So exciting to see her here where she is, but I am having issues with the yellowing. If you guys know what that is, please let me know, because I don't know. I'm just unsure. So I don't know if it's something fungal, if I'm gonna have to just chop these leaves. This is her most recent one. And I know I need to get her out of this scenario because it's probably too bright. She's definitely outgrown the space, but look at those roots. I've been thinking actually about just chopping her right there. I just know I would sacrifice that beautiful leaf, which is so sad, but yeah, and then just starting over from a chunk and just seeing what happens. It's kind of risky though, because it's like, it could go well and I could have two, or the whole thing could die. So yeah, I know I need to make a decision soon though, because these leaves aren't gonna last forever. And I'm also like, it's out of, I've done everything that I can to facilitate these roots. It's just outgrown it, totally outgrown. So yeah, that's what I have going on in there. In fact, you guys have watched this plant grow. If you've been on the channel I've had it for a while, but I've always pretty much had it here in the background. So yeah, you guys have kind of watched it grow with me. So basically the corner sits just behind the couch. There is the Thai constellation. Here is my Monstera aurea, her newest leaf. And then here's the window that I always refer to. So this is my Black Pagoda lipstick plant. This is where she lives. She's grown quite a bit over this past couple months. I did show her in a favorites not too long ago, and I mentioned that this plant seems to grow in like seasons, which is kind of interesting. It will not grow for the longest time, and then it takes off and it'll just start growing like crazy. So yeah, she's nice and full. I have a little cactus back here. The name is escaping me. Then I have this little lifesaver cactus that doesn't really do much, honestly. It just kind of hangs out here, pretty slow to grow. I'm sure if I up potted it, it would do better. So maybe that's something I'll do soon. Then I have this little guy. He's so cute. He flowers for me pretty regularly, and he's grown quite a bit since I've had him. And then this is our booby cactuses, one of John's favorites. He actually picked this one out, and they have grown immensely, believe it or not. So yeah, she just lives here. Kind of rotate them periodically because they do like to chase the light. What I notice is it likes to shoot up and then it starts to fill out. This is my Hoya Queen Quinervia, who has she's really looking good. Really looking good. She's got a nice little shoot. And yeah, I struggled with this for a while, and then one day I just decided it's going to take off. I feel like that's kind of the way Hoyas go. My Hoya macrophylla, look at this leaf. Oh my goodness, it's a newer leaf. Beautiful. She recently had mealybugs, and I don't see any, so I think I treated it thoroughly enough to get rid of them. So that's good. Over here, I have a little Syngonium albo, just kind of tucked away. Honestly, this plant gets totally neglected. And unfortunately, this mermaid cactus looks like it just melted. I don't know what happened, but it's not happy. Another little cactus. And then this guy, who is just like, boop, I don't know. My Ripsalis, my red Ripsalis. You've seen this quite a bit on the channel. I love this plant. And it loves this spot. I just think it's so cool. some of these cactuses, you guys, I don't have the names for, unfortunately, so just kind of showing you where they live. This is the cactus that I recently repotted, and it seems to be doing well, which is good. Happy to see that. The little pup didn't make it, and I don't see any scale, so I don't think the scale moved onto the mother plant, and I'm hoping that it'll just take to the repot and be fine. And then right here is my Euphorbia Ghost, which has grown a lot. I love this plant, so cool. My Hoya Mathilde that is growing in semi-hydro, looking like she is growing through the curtains. Good to see her starting to grow again, because she did like stop for a while. And then my beloved mistletoe cactus. If you guys have been around, you know I love this plant so much. Talk about it a lot. So easygoing, and it has grown so much. I like can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. And then next to that is my, I know it's kind of dark. See if I can, there you go. This is my Florida Beauty, growing way up there. This is just some cuttings from, oh, what's the name? Hoya, Ripsalis micrantha that I took. But yeah, Florida Beauty, looking amazing. She's gotten so tall. I've thought about propagating her many times, but sometimes it reverts. And so because I have such good variegation with this specimen, I think my plan is to just continue to let her grow up and up and up, possibly around the window, and just kind of clip it. I don't know, it's so pretty. I love looking at her. This is my anthurium hookeri variegated, which is just like crazy huge now. My anthurium Queen of Hearts, I moved here. She's a bit fussy for me, but she's hanging in. No new leaves, but she's hanging in. Well, this one's new. And then this is my anthurium variegated water dragon. Also has been a little bit tricky for me. I know I probably need to repot her, but it does look like she's about to give me a leaf. So yeah, that's exciting. And then this is my Aglaonema. Oh, Aglaonema Pictum tricolor, that's right. I love how fluffy she looks. I actually just recently added some soil to her pot, and I'm hoping that she'll fluff out a little bit more and not be so leggy. But yeah, this started out as a tiny little seedling. And then this is my mother plant, my mother crystallinum that produced those seedlings. So yeah, I know the space is just a little too dark. It's definitely dark today because there's no sun out. It's supposed to rain. I'm sorry about the waves. This is the light making that happen. But yeah, I'm hoping to move her outside. I'm hoping that she will do better out there. Just got to get her through the winter before I do that. And then my Billy, just kind of hanging out. I like it just kind of going wherever it wants to go. I know it would do better on a pole, but I just prefer it doing its thing. So that's kind of the layout of the land. There's Sam. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. You say hi? You say hi, Sam? You say hi? You say hi, Jamo? Okay guys, that's it. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I know the lighting was a little bit rough. Hopefully you saw okay, and I guess I'll just see you in the next one.